What if I were to show you how to make a recipe that cost less than $20, took less than 30 minutes to make, required only these 6 ingredients, was nutritious, filling, and could feed a family of 4? Would you be interested? Well then follow me. When I was an undergraduate at Rutgers University, I used to work weekends at a deli in Brick Township, New Jersey, known as Herbertsville Deli. And one of their signature items that would always be requested for catering was this dish known as broccoli and cavatelli. I'm going to be using orchetti pasta because I can't find cavatelli anywhere around here, but I'm going to show you how to make this. Alright, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the ingredients that we're going to be using today. Behind me, what you'll see is I've got a couple of pots that are heating up to boil. I got one for the pasta, I got another one for the broccoli. I've got one 12-ounce bag of fresh broccoli here. I have about one cup of the world's greatest cheese, Parmesan, grated Parmesan. I've got 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, and I have a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. I also have my pasta. Like I said, we're going to be using the orchetti pasta, little ears. You could use many different types of pasta. You could use penne, you could use cavatelli, any of those types of pastas. I want something that's a little bit dense, maybe even tubular, that will work. And then I got my olive oil. The first thing I want to do is I want to boil the broccoli. And I am going to boil this to the point where when I take a wooden spoon, I get very little resistance. It's going to basically be mush, and then I'm just going to drain that in a colander. Alright, so I've already salted the water here. I got this going to a nice boil. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding the broccoli. Alright, so we have got this almost boiled down. When I say it's boiled down, I mean it's really mushed. You can see that right there. So I'm going to drain this in a colander and I'll be right back. So I know I've mentioned this before, but when Italians want to make pasta, they really want to get the water very, very salty. They almost say amare, like the sea. So I'm going to put a lot of salt in here. Let that come back up to a boil, and then I'm going to add my pasta. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add the pasta right now. And give that a stir so that they don't stick together. Keep an eye on it because sometimes it'll boil and it'll boil up over. So while I have the pasta boiling, I'm going to get ready and make the what's basically is going to be the pesto. You know, it's going to be like a broccoli pesto is what this is going to turn out to be. So I'm going to saute a little bit of the garlic and the hot pepper flakes. It's about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. My teaspoon of garlic, and then I add the red pepper flakes. Give that a little stir. I don't know about you, but I like the little music playing in the background. Today's selection is a little Miles Davis. A lot of times when I'm cooking Italian food, it's Frank, the chairman of the board. Don't want to let that garlic burn because you don't want that to get bitter. You just want it to get fragrant. And we're about there. So what I want to do now is I want to add the broccoli to this. So we've added the broccoli. We're just going to kind of mash that up some more, get that going. I think I got the broccoli cooked just right. Yeah, that looks really good. And then what we can do is we can just kind of take it off the heat. And add the Parmesan. I go a lot by smell. I want to really smell the garlic with this. I think I've got enough. Maybe I would add a little bit more garlic. Maybe make a heaping teaspoon of garlic next time. And we take this off the heat, add the Parmesan to it. And get that nice and mixed in. You can always add more Parmesan. I think that's always a good plan, you know. But that smells really good. Miles is getting a little experimental. All right. I will also take a ladleful of pasta water, just in case I feel that it's a little too dry. So I want to have a little bit of an opportunity to add that to it. And I'll just set this aside. I'm just going to drain the pasta now. I'll be right back. Alright, so once I've rinsed off the pasta, I'm just kidding, Italians, relax. I didn't actually do that. We don't rinse the pasta. I'm just putting it right back in here. And then I'm going to get my broccoli pesto here. Get that in there. And just kind of mix that around. And it smells fantastic. Very, very cheesy. Garlic. Hopefully I've made my former boss happy with my rendition. Alright, so here we have it. I've plated up some of the pasta here. A couple things that I wanted to add when I added the broccoli back to the pan with the olive oil and garlic. I did not add any additional salt, and the reason being is the Parmesan. We have so much Parmesan in here that's plenty salty. A couple of things, if you really want to, like, say, extend this out, maybe you have a larger family or a bunch of Gavadeels, I don't know, but you can take some sweet sausage, maybe 3-4 links of sweet sausage, and take it out of the casing and brown that with the oil and the garlic, get that nice and brown, and then add the broccoli to that. And that will just kind of make this a heartier dish. It's going to add a little bit more protein to it. Another option would be to dice up some pancetta and fry that with the olive oil and the garlic, and that's going to give it that little bit of that smokiness that I think would also be a nice surprise to this meal as well, or a nice addition to this meal. So listen, I hope you enjoy it. If you like this, give us a like on YouTube or subscribe. There's going to be a recipe at the end of this the video, and there's also going to be a recipe on the YouTube page. So mangia tutte. Grazie.